My name is Ian Lamont. I'm an experienced independent publisher, and today I'm going to show you how to assign an ISBN to a book you're going to be publishing. If this video helps, please take a moment to like it and follow me, and let's get started. So in the United States, ISBNs are assigned through a company called Bowker. To buy an ISBN, you have to go to the Bowker website, make sure you're on the correct website. It may say myidentifiers.com, that is correct. And then you'll choose the package you want to purchase ISBNs. Note that in many cases, if you're publishing for the first time, you don't really need to get an ISBN. Amazon, assuming you're publishing through Amazon KDP, will provide that to you for free. But if you have a vision for a serious publishing operation, or you'd be publishing lots of books, I do recommend getting your own ISBNs, reserving a block of them on Bowker, even though they're very expensive and overpriced. It's just a way to protect your property and your kind of publishing vision for the future. So once you have reserved a block of ISBNs, you'll come to the My Identifiers website, the ISBN dashboard. And you can see I have many ISBNs that are already assigned, including the previous edition of the book I'm about to assign a new ISBN to. So if you don't see any new ISBNs here, just scroll down the list until you come to an area where it'll say assign title. So these are the ISBNs that I have available. I have hundreds of them available. I'm just going to take the first one on the list. It doesn't really matter what the number is. They're all within a certain block of ISBNs that are unique to my company. So I'm just going to take this first one here, click assign title, and you'll get some warnings. Before entering your book data, please make sure all the information is complete and accurate. So one thing I've done before I even came to the screen, I have an open document with all of the information relating to the book, including the title, edition number, author name, author bio, all that stuff. So I can just copy and paste it right in. When all mandatory fields, those marked with a red asterisk, are complete, your title becomes public and some of the information cannot be changed. This is true, but also keep in mind that some of the information can be changed. For instance, if you need to update the cover or update the description or maybe change the pricing, you can do that. That's okay. Please note, if you're not sure of some of the details initially, you can add data incrementally. And I agree with this. I think it's okay to do this, to kind of add things incrementally. And indeed, I will be doing that because some information I just don't have yet, including a finished cover. So I'm setting up the ISBN right now in order that I can apply for something called a Library of Congress control number, but I need an ISBN for that. But later on, I'll come back probably in a couple months and complete the rest of the information when I have the cover and whatnot. So let's just press accept, and we come to the to the first of 4 pages you have to complete. You'll see the tabs at the top: my identifiers, my subscriptions, my services, my profile data. And the most important thing to put in here is the book title. So I do have the book title already. And in this case, it is the same. It's a 4th edition. Okay. So actually, they caught me on something. The use of a colon typically precedes a subtitle. If you're adding a subtitle, the best way to provide this information is without a colon. Okay, so I made a mistake right there. I just copied and pasted the whole title and subtitle in, but they only need the title first. The subtitle is in a separate field, and I'm going to paste that in right now. Note that I don't have any extra spaces or anything like that. So describe your book. So this might be something that people look at later on, or it's important for the for the back-end data services that are taking place. So I'm going to scroll down, and I have a couple short descriptions ready for this is the 4th edition of the book. It says 350 words, so I do have a short description, and I'm just going to paste it right in. Okay. Note that it says no HTML markup. So there's my description. I'm not going to read it out. Medium and format. So this is where you start to talk about the different what type of book it is. In this case, it's a print edition, and then the format's going to be paperback. Okay. I do not have an image right now, so I will have to come back and do that. If I did have an image ready, what I would do is upload kind of a smaller version of the image by choosing the file and browsing my hard drive. And then I would upload it, but I just don't have it ready, so I'm going to have to come back to that. So subjects and genres, it's pretty limited. There's only 2 genres. So this one is going to be a computer software book, and then the second one will be, I could either put it under education or business. So I think I'm going to choose business. Actually, I could also just do computers. Maybe computers is the right one to do. And by the way, these genres that I'm choosing right now, these do not have an impact on the genres that I choose for either Ingram or for Amazon or for any other marketplace that I'll be using, such as Apple and Kobo and whatnot. I can choose those independently. And indeed, I have the BISAC codes. These are the Book Industry Study Group codes that are used to kind of categorize books. I have that all ready to go. Okay, author and contributor. So each contributor entity is either a person, an organization, group. If you require both a person and a group to share a specific function, such as editor, they must be created as separate entries. Okay, so in this case, the author is me. In the biography, I believe I have one ready. Okay, actually, I don't have one ready, so I'm going to have to come back and do that at a later state. I do have a document that has this information. I just don't want to look for it right now. I'm just going to select author, and usually for almost all the books that I've published, I've just had an author field. For a few books, I have chosen an editor field because I had some pretty talented people that were working on this, and I wanted to give them credit, and also they work on other business books, so it kind of helps to connect everything together. But in this case, it's just the author that I'm choosing. And then for sales and pricing, so publisher, that's the name of my company. That cannot be changed. Publication date. This is when I think it will be published. I'm not quite sure, but I am pretty sure that it's going to be around this time, maybe late May, maybe early June. So I'm going to say forthcoming, and then later on when I actually publish the book, I'm going to change forthcoming to, there should be active record. Yeah, so it's going to be forthcoming for now. Target audience, and I could just say trade. And book price, set dollar amount. So actually, one thing I've noticed about this is that the setup for the new title is a little bit different than before. Okay, so I already have that information there, and that is for this book. There's a couple things I'm missing here, and one of them is, if you need more detailed medium and format selections, click here to use the advanced form. So I mentioned before that I actually have a this is kind of the older version of this, but this is a 4th edition of the book. So I'm going to go back to the title. Oh yeah, click here to expand volume and edition forms. So the edition number is 4. And then I'm going to select revised, expanded and revised, I think. Yeah, expanded, whoops, not enlarged, expanded, and where's revised? It's down here somewhere. By the way, there's another way to do this if you're, a larger publisher. Usually they work with spreadsheets or APIs or Onyx feeds or something like that. The size of my company is not big enough to justify making an investment in that type of software. All right, so this is interesting. The previous edition's ISBN and the new edition's ISBN. So here is where I can actually tie this title into other versions of the book. So the previous editions of the ISBN, I do have that somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to go back to, so you can see I have all these files with all the information. So all right, so this is what I want. The 3rd edition of the book, the paperback edition, was this number right here. So this is the old edition of the book. It's not the new edition of the book. And by the way, while I'm on this page, I'm going to copy the new edition of the paperback ISBN and paste that into my software because I don't want to lose that. Okay. All right. I think we've gotten everything we need to do on this page. I have the 4th edition. Previous edition's ISBN is there. All right. The subtitle's there. Description. Oh, current language English. I do want to put that down. Original publication date. I'm going to say 2026. Copyright year. That's going to be 2026. And by the way, I do have all of my books are copyrighted via the U.S. Copyright Office, so I will be filing for that. And that, by the way, has enabled me to take part in the Anthropic settlement. So I'll be getting money because I have copyrighted books that were basically scraped illegally by this big tech company in Silicon Valley. Library of Congress control number, I did mention that earlier. I will be applying for that, but you can't apply for that until you actually have an ISBN in hand. So I'm going to get the Library of Congress control number, or LCCN, and then come back and paste that in. Okay, so I think I've gotten everything on this page. The cover image will come later. So I'm going to save progress. Okay, It says it's safe. All right. Contributors, I believe that's all set. I just need to do the bio later on. Format and size. All right. So I said it's a print and it's a paperback. You can add more details about the book. And actually, these are very obscure, like lenticular images or bonded leather. Like that's not applicable to what I'm doing. Packaging description. This is not necessary either because it'll just be, a standard 9x6 or 6x9 paperback book. Trade catalog, don't need to do that either. So weight and number of pages and other information. So the weight, I can put that in. The weight, I believe, is 7.8 ounces. Oh, it doesn't even let me do that. Okay, so you know what? I might actually just put that in as 0.5 of a pound if they let me do it. And also, by the way, I've just noticed one thing. The typing has become slow on this website, which is not a good sign. Bowker is famous for underinvesting in its technology. And actually, there was a very bad security incident a couple years ago, basically where all the information of all the people all the companies that were using Bowker had their information scraped and stolen. And I believe maybe the credit card information as well. Number of illustrations. I'm using screenshots, but I'm going to put in 30. Carton quantity, I don't know offhand how much that will be. Size units, I do know that. So I'm going to select inches, and then the length is the 9, width is 6, and then height is 0.35. Okay. I'm going to save the progress. And then I think sales and pricing, I think I already have that all set up. Imprint, I do put in 30 minutes guides. And the age, I don't need to put that in. I don't think I need any other information there. So the book price, I've set $14.99 as the retail price. Price availability, I could say is awaiting stock. Or actually, I'm just going to leave that alone for now. Distributor, I don't use distributors. I'm done with the price data. And I think we're done with the United States market. And I'm going to submit this. And at this point, the ISBN will kind of be put into the registry of all of Bowker's ISBNs. But it will be marked as still kind of a waiting issue. So I have to come back here later on and update the information, such as the cover and other details. And by the way, you may be wondering, well, who's using this data? For one thing, Amazon and other marketplaces, they will do a check of the ISBN. Sometimes they want to make sure that everything is matching up, such as the imprint name, and they also want to make sure that no one else is kind of squatting on another publisher's ISBN or just kind of copying something without the proper authority to do so. So this Bowker database, this ISBN database, is kind of like the record for publishing in the United States. And once it's in there, then it can become part of the whole book industry, the universe of books that are out there, the millions that are published every year. So this is how you add it. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments. I'm also going to do another video showing how to copy an assignment to a new ISBN, which is useful if you have multiple editions of a book, such as an ebook or a hard book. In any case, I hope this video helped. If it did, please leave a like or a comment and follow me, and I'll see you next time.